and around Killeen, Texas Friday, everyone was thinking about those who lost their lives or were injured in the worst mass murder ever on a military base. At 1:30, the same time the shooting began, a moment of silence, a moment of pause. In area hospitals, no time to pause as doctors continue working to save the lives of the most critically injured.
It's way too early to determine whether or not these patients are going to survive. Stable means they've got stable vital signs. They're not deteriorating, but they're due to the nature of the injuries, which are quite severe in several of the patients. I would say despite stability, they're still not out of the woods.
Investigators also worked through the day, piecing together pieces of Major Nidal Hasan's life. Hasan remains the lone suspect in the case. Police towed a dumpster away from his apartment, and a neighbor told the AP the Army psychiatrist gave her some of his personal items, including clothing, saying he was being deployed.
I'll tell you candidly, this was a kick in the gut, not only for the Fort Hood community, but also for our entire Army.
Army Chief of Staff General George Casey met with many of the victims and ordered extra vigilance on bases worldwide.
I've asked them to examine their force protection measures and to take appropriate action. I've asked them to keep their soldiers informed and not rush to judgment until the investigation is completed. And I've asked them to stay focused on their mission.
There were also more stories about what happened, more first-person accounts of the horror. Military police officer Andrew Hagerman arrived minutes after the shooting began.
That wasn't a great place to be at that moment in time. They were still bringing wounded out of the building and everything like that, and then you definitely had the ones that had already been killed and everything like that in there. The biggest part at that point was not really paying attention to what was inside the building. The biggest part was securing it, getting the people out and everything like that.
Still no formal charges against Major Hasan in this case, but Army investigators continue to insist he is their suspect and they believe he acted alone. Rich Matthews, The Associated Press, Fort Hood, Texas.